Okay, yes. Live, we oh yeah. Oh, now I'm live. I am. So as you can see, now I am super close to busy town, but yeah. So when I get big town, I think that is really going to be the game changer, because then I can then my high density buildings, then I don't rely on these low rent. So I really do think that when I get that, it's going to be a huge thing, and I've got to figure out where the real downtown is going to be. I just added some tram lines and buses, and that's because I want to expand over here and build some public transport. But before I do that, I'm gonna try to fill in as many gaps as possible, and when I hit the 1 hour mark, I am going to be building our industrial area, but it isn't going to be a typical industrial area. It's going to be more like this and this. So most like our windmill island here, which is what is giving us all of this money. We are we are also getting a lot of money, which was pretty surprising, for the transportation, which right now, because I just loaded in, it is not giving us any money. But when the taxis, see right now all the taxis are just entering the city, some are already in, but when the taxis are in, then we will start to get a lot of money for taxis doing the taking people up and people paying them. So I just changed some things. So what I'm going to do now is rebuild these. You cannot these stripes, just for some extra detail. It's really nice. I think I'm actually done with this, except for this right over here. Like that. Oh yeah. So just adding this, and I know it is pretty useless because this is the tram lines, but still I think it looks really nice to just have it, and it will also just alert the tram drivers that now they are coming to an interchange. So I might actually also delete this and then make them yellow, because they only count for the trams. So this one, then just follow alongside here, and this will also just give some color to the roads, like that. Oh yeah. So I'm going to do this. So I'm going to do the same thing over here. I am I am going to add these yellow stripes instead of the white. And then over here, and here. Okay, I think that's pretty nice. It just, yeah, it indicates the trams that now it's an intersection. So I think I might actually also at these parts where the tram roads are not separated from the normal road, I'm going to add this red color to it, just so it is easier to see for the drivers. And then just over here. Just adding on side here. Like that. Let's see, how does this look? I mean, I think it's too bright of a color. But is that just me? I kind of wanna paint it blue instead, because I just feel like blue, like this one. Yeah, I just feel like that would fit a lot more in. Just boom, 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 boom. Okay, and then I will just do the exact same thing, but over here. Hey, I got busy town. That means that there's only one achievement left until I get high density residential. Let's just build all the way alongside here. Just like this. So now you can see where the tram lines are. And I'm going to replicate and do the same thing over here. Yes. Just placing alongside the rails. The rails are, I'm just clicking like in the middle of the wheels, just so I have something to follow. Like this. Oh yeah. So now people can like really easily see that they have to watch out if they are turning here, because there is because there is now a tram there. Just remove all of the right turns here. Just so all of the people here are either going straight or turning. Okay. So of course right now I do not have any right now I don't have any kind of what's it called, transportation except for the taxis. Oh, okay, this is interesting. So we have a traffic jam here and all people are turning left. And that's a problem because left turns are you can't make dedicated left lanes, but maybe I can just like out here, or maybe even here, make it go. No. We could add a roundabout maybe, like this. Okay. So now it is extended this right here. I'm just going to drag it on. Like this. And over here we have an intersection. And I think I can just select it all. Like this. Okay. And then over here, got another one. This one is on a roundabout. And just like that. And another roundabout here. This one is easy, it's just straight. And another roundabout. Yeah, I'm really not building an American town because Damn, there's a lot of roundabouts here. And another roundabout. Just is this really nice. Oh. And here I'm just doing this at every single intersection so that the tram drivers, well no, so the normal drivers will be aware that in this area they are crossing a tram path, so they gotta watch out. Do the same for pedestrians, they also need to be warned. Just like this. And again. Just adding all the way around and back and around, 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 around. Just like that. Amazing. This one is fairly simple. It's set for some weird pedestrian crossing. And then this is probably the easiest one. And then we're back. So now we can see this is also all of the intersections that there are on the arterial, and there almost are none actually. We only got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, it's not too much. Oh wait, no, that's a police station. Okay. See, our people are not like really happy. And high taxes. No, but I took the taxes down, didn't I? What? I swear I took the taxes down. How much do I still earn? A lot. And I think it's for the transportation. Yeah. Electricity and transportation really does give me a lot. But transportation really does vary. So, okay, let's see. I think that we could add like some more tram lanes, like for example right here we could add some, but I think if we're gonna do that we should add our own tram line, like a dedicated tram line. Okay, I think it is about time that we purchase this and make our industrial area over here. So I am going to use the what am I actually going to use? I'll figure that out sooner or later. But I kind of do want to fix some interchanges here. For example, this one Here I really wish that the tram lines were normal, because then I could add a perfect little turning lane, but unfortunately they don't work like I want them to work. Okay, nice. So, wait, I just gotta get some water. Okay. Okay. Nice. Oh, I just hit my foot. Oh. Oh yeah. So I'm going to make my industrial area in about 40 minutes. So now I gotta fill in. I really want to fill in this block right here. So I'm just going to search for the building that I'm looking for. It's a front only, it's a row house, and it is North American. Oh, and it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's a 4 by 6. Oh, sorry. 1 by 6. There we go, that's a little bit better. Why do I don't see any of these? I'll just grab it this one. Oh. I am thinking of like removing any odd buildings and then just only having this. Yeah, that's nice. Yes, Oh yeah. So again, the reason that it's not curved, I know it's dangerous just having a straight, and I know it ruins the experience, but it doesn't actually ruin the experience because there's a mountain view, and mountain view is mountain view, and I like mountain view. So let's see. Could just copy this, there, and just all the way around here. Yeah, I don't see why not. Bam! Oh yeah. And now I am going to make and use the trick where I take a street through here. Perfect. Just like that. It's actually not perfect because I didn't do it straight. So let me just try again. Get it straight and then just oh yeah, nice. I gotta remove a crossroad here because I don't want two. That looks pretty goofy. Also, like that one. Nice. Oh yeah. So people are already using this as a shortcut. It's actually it's pretty busy already. Okay. So I can see that these two lanes are. Wait, is this building actually? No, I think it's not. It's not straight. Just gotta fix that. Now it's straight. Which means that when I place down my beautiful street now, it is completely straight. Wonderful. Just wonderful. Oh yeah. We need some more low rent housing. So let me just add like one here. That's nice. And now copy this. And yeah. It's still not. Maybe it's this one that is not. Or maybe it's actually this one. Let me see this. Oh, you got to be kidding me. That is annoying. And I have to redo this street. Truly just annoying. But now, let's see, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, which means we can make 1 by 5 here. Oh yeah, nice. So now, yes, now it's just a completely straight line. Now I will search 1x5. which means we get this one. That looks pretty goofy, I think. Just place, what level is this one? It's level 1, that's perfect, just I don't want to cheat. And this will give the city a lot of people. It's... yeah, no, it's straight now. Let's see, what do we... Can we still place this one down here? Yes, we can. It doesn't really look like completely straight here, which is really annoying. But now I can add my beautiful tree here. Just all the way down. Just like that. Nice, beautiful line of trees. Yep. So now what? Should probably also add a line here. Just so it like at least looks intentional. Yeah, that's not it's not really straight now, is it? Yeah, you can really see that it's not straight at all when looking from here. Yeah. Now the question is this the problem or is this the problem? Let me see. It's a very easy way to test that out. Then just do the same for here. And go all through. Yeah, you can see there's a little curve there. Maybe I can even make some thing here. Okay, nice. But you can really see that I messed up and made it very yeah, this is really annoying me. Now I think I just need to fix this parking right there, and it is this one. Very nice. And now I can do this again. Boop, bop, beep. Boop, bop, beep, bop. It looks like there's a little, like right here. Yeah, that definitely was also a little tricky thing here. Like that. Ooh. I think it's almost fixed up now. Yes, just this part now. Okay. So you see, these people living in these row houses, they aren't really like close to any parts or something like that. So I'm just going to add some local parts right here. And it is very simple actually. Is that a... Why is this a park? Doesn't make sense. Maybe add one here and move it just incredibly close to there. And delete this. And this. Oh yeah. Now we have a playground. We have a lot of space here, so we could maybe actually just add like a large sport center. Soccer field is still too big, even the American. Or I could maybe remove the playground and add a basketball center. I mean, I could try. How much is that? It's not too much. How much is this? Should probably just add like a completely normal basketball and a tennis, even a where is it? Probably just a... Where is it? Wait, could I add this maybe? What is it? It's 4H12 Park. No, I don't really want it. I'll just add the playground, I think. What is this? We have some seating over here and some skate. This is maybe actually what I need for this area here, but it's too big. It looks like. Yeah, I'll start by adding this alongside every building. Just making room for a lot of pedestrian activity. I do think that is one of the more important thing to do in a city. I think it's a part that is overlooked. Even though it's talked about a lot, I still just feel like it's pretty overlooked. But adding pedestrian activity, really, it not only does it look amazing for when you are building, but it actually also has like a function in the game. It makes it makes people able to walk around easier, but it also reduces car traffic, which is great. And they do also just make your city feel a lot more alive when you have people walking around everywhere. Boom, 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 boom. For the snow, wash off my sled. Down the road I go, plodding all the way. I come to the land, there's no sun. I forget the place, something like that. Oh, rust and smoke, the heat of growth, the old chapel, and all the match to see the death, and then I start to play. Okay, now it is time to add my beautiful trees. So some of those, some of you guys, some of you guys, definitely some of you guys. I'll probably add a couple of you guys, a little bit of these, and a little bit of these. I don't want too many trees here because it's already very dense over these parts. So I don't want this to be just as dense as over there. I might actually just add some low density housing over here. I think I'm going to use the UK where these, it's two households. It's like two houses, but they are together, and so they look like one big house. So I can use this to make it look like there are mansions alongside here. Just look at that. So that will take care of our low density demand. And I'll actually just, it is already sped up. And I'll speed it up a little more. You can just see Windmill Island over there, just producing all of our electricity and all of our money. You got to be kidding me. No. Where did it come from? Struck by flooding. Dude, you... How do I get rid of flooding? First of all, I can just log off here and move all of it very, very easily. Just like this. Okay. So now I think I have flooding there. Now there's a little area here that is also flooding. Where else is there flooding? It does also happen over here. Even though I did just remove it. What about now? Nope, it just keeps on going. This is so annoying. Isn't there? Wait, I gotta see a tutorial real quick on like how to remove flooding in SKYLINES. How to remove flooding in cities. Oh yeah, let's just figure out how to fix this problem. There's a YouTube video is loading and it's taking quite a while.
Hello friends, and welcome back to Shelly Skylines Bris Vegas. It's another fine, rainy day in Brisbane town and... oh no! The realism is realisming here today with our first real flood event since I established the city. For anyone that's new here, this is my little city based on the real city of Brisbane, Australia, and we're doing our best to try and recreate it with some City Skylines magic. And if you didn't know, Brisbane is renowned for its many floods, with lots of huge flooding events over the last couple of centuries, and probably more. And as you can see, it's been raining quite a lot in Bris Vegas, and still is as we speak, both in City Skylines and IRL for that matter. And I think this has actually created the river to rise and flood this part of town. At least that's what I'm going with, as it would mean that I've actually done quite well to replicate Brisbane and the conditions that lead to all the constant flooding. Now, I've mentioned about the flooding issues I had when I first started to draw in the Brisbane River, but it's been super stable since that time. And at that point, I didn't have any buildings or anything drawn in here, so it was pretty easy to recover when it happened. So now we are faced with some real flooding and some executive town plan decisions need to be made. So we're going to look on the bright side here and see it as an opportunity to get this looking a lot more like the Brisbane CBD, especially the road layouts, as the first streets laid in Brisbane, at least by the colonial settlers, I think they need to be accurate. Now I went into this thinking I'd have a quick and easy destruction blitz, and then draw some roads, chuck in some buildings, and call it a day. Oh, how wrong I was. I spent about 3 hours just going through this place and removing things, finding lots of issues and basically deciding to just redo complete chunks of it, including the Riverside Expressway. But I'm a lot happier now with how this went. So I'll show you some of this now, but I'll probably just speed it up a little bit given just how long it took, and then we'll look at how to actually fix this flooding. So I think I can sum it up pretty briefly when it comes to how to fix flooding in the context of Cities Skylines 2. And in my experience, the only real thing you can do is demolish the roads and buildings and basically just terraform it up. And the other tip is probably to do it on pause, but check in as you go. Unpause and make sure the water is settling alright. The game struggles a bit with drastic water changes. So if you do some big terraforming and impact the water too much in one go, you might just crash the game and lose your save, just as I did many weeks ago. So I can't help but be reminded of the 2011 floods when I'm doing this, and I was still living in Brisbane when these happened. It was roughly the same time of year as well, around the 11th of January, when it rained and rained and rained. And eventually the Brisbane River broke its banks, just as it has many times in the past. But this was the first major flood event to hit the city since 1974. In fact, I was working right about here, and I remember the day it all started to unfold and when it became pretty clear the city was about to go under. It was quite a strange thing to experience such a huge weather event and seeing all the places you hang out and walk past every day being completely submerged, with a raging and wild river. Some pretty chaotic scenes when the river was at its peak. I was fortunate at the time to be living in Spring Hill and basically on a giant rock, so I was in no way affected as so many sadly and devastatingly were. It does bring up a lot of memories of how Queensland basically came to a standstill for some time. Not just while the river peaked, but the huge cleanup effort that ensued, for weeks, months, and in some cases years. Similar to past floods, these were far-reaching floods that affected many parts of Queensland. In this instance, it was slightly different in the sense that the floods didn't actually go as high as they have in 1897 or even in 1974. In fact, there was several meters difference in terms of how high the river peaked, but the impact was increased dramatically due to the sheer amount of development that had occurred since then. For some reason, despite having this history of flooding, so many houses and businesses were developed right in the impact zone. There's a lot of material out there that goes into all of this in great detail about the how and the why. So I'll leave it to the experts if you want to go and read more on that. But like I said, I do think it's a bit of a blessing in disguise, as I've been wanting to fix this part of town. So I suppose we should finally unpause the game after all the destruction and see how the Sims deal with the change. Well, the people seem okay, but I'm not sure about the trams. So wowzers, Bris Vegas has taken a beating. So let me bring up the map now. Brisbane is basically just a simple grid layout, but an interesting aspect is the way the streets are named, I think. So you'll notice here that we have all traditional male names going that-a-way and traditional female names going that-a-way. I believe it was done this way because similar to naming things like 1st, 2nd, 3rd Street, I suppose, you could kind of get your bearings around the place. If you knew what street you were going to, you'd know how to get there, or at least know that you're on the right track if you could find the street name. Yeah, I'm sure there's some logic to it that I'm not quite explaining very well. It's not a massively exciting story to what the street names actually are. As you can see, some of these names like Queen Street, Anne Street, Edward Street, Mary Street. It's a classic case of colonial folks naming things after their kings or queens or other royal family members back in merry old colonial HQ. However, if you are interested in this, when I was looking into it, I did find a fantastic video that went through some of this background. I definitely recommend checking out Walkabout with Rob. He has an amazing series of videos going into the history of various parts of Brisbane and beyond, and I just love the way he explains it all and digs a bit deeper into some of the more quirky aspects of Brisbane. It's a great source of information for me in this series, so definitely go check him out. So these streets really took some doing, so let me just finish this and I'll BRB. And then just as I finished the on-ramp of doom, the game crashed. But we're back, so now we have our streets laid down. Let's get to establishing the botanical gardens again. The Brisbane Botanical Gardens were established in 1828 to provide food for the early penal colony. And due to their location here, right at the river, they've been a consistent victim of all these past flooding events, so I suppose they're used to this treatment. A good opportunity to exercise some fine foliage artistry. We also have the river stage nearby, an outdoor music venue. And I noticed in the dev tools there is a cute little stage here, so let's chuck that in. And I hope these shrubs look good when the snow clears, because man, it's hard to see my artistic vision. Let's trust the process. And a good place to put in some of these invisible pedestrian paths. So let's see if the Sims come check out a show. While we're on Alice Street, this is where the Queensland University of Technology and State Parliament is. I have no way of fitting that in here, so I'm going to see what I can come up with using the dev tools. Damn, it would be good if I could use things like the libraries or extension wings here. I might have to go over some classic zoning along the pedestrian path, and I might as well whack in one of those elementary schools as well. And the snow is cleared. I think that looks pretty sweet. There's also a lot of hotels and stuff down this end of town, so I might give this new Rico mod a whirl to put some actual hotel buildings here. Okay, well I don't know if that was necessarily easier to find things compared to using the dev tools to do this. But what I do love about this mod is I don't have to zone underneath them. Much easier. And let's just keep working our way up from here to add in a few other notable landmarks. The next one I'm thinking about is Festival Hall, which sadly no longer exists, but it was located on the southern corner of Albert Street and Charlotte Street, prior to being demolished to make way for what is now known as Festival Towers. This place is memorable for me as I went to my first concert here back in 1995, and I saw Silverchair when they had first come out. Very exciting for 10-year-old young Shelley Skylines having my dad take me along, and still one of my all-time favourite memories. Thanks, Dad! So I wonder what we can use for this, and I guess we can come back later and replace it with some boring high-density residential at a later stage. It's quite a flat, square building though, so maybe I'll go with this square centre signature building. Perfect. And as we move up Charlotte Street, there's so many old buildings that actually still exist today. And speaking of young Shelley Skylines, I just loved catching the train into the CBD and heading to this part of town in particular, as it had Archives Fine Books, claiming to have over 1 million books. Such a cool old building and place to visit if you've never been. I think these condos might give us a similar aesthetic. Some of the other notable buildings I want to capture around here would be what's known as the Pancake Manor. 24/7 pancakes, who'd have thought? Also on Charlotte Street, this was originally St. Luke's Anglican Church, but it's been known as the Pancake Manor since 1979. Now what can we use for this one? Maybe the Malari Palace. It's got a bit of church-like aesthetics going on here, and it also matches the bricks next to Archives books. As I'm doing this, I'm noticing these roads could have probably been closer together, but too late for that now. Now getting up to Queen Street. So to draw in the mall here, because Queen Street is a grand pedestrian mall, I think I'll use the same trick from Shelley Beach and basically pave this out between the surrounding streets so that we can customize it similar to the Queen Street Mall. We can use those handy dandy invisible pedestrian paths to ensure the Sims can still get around. And then I might use some of these commercial buildings mixed in with some little assets from the dev tools. Now, not exactly like Queen Street Mall, I'll probably have to do some finessing of this later, but now we're getting somewhere. Let's take a look around Adelaide and Ann Street, where we have King George Square. This is actually where the Brisbane City Hall is, and these days, for some reason, they made a decision to pave the entire thing. But back in my day, it had a lot more grassy areas, and I think I'm going to do a little nod back to this, as I think it looks a lot better and will give us an opportunity to break up some of the concrete jungle. Now moving across to the right a bit, we have Edward Street. There's quite a few old pubs around this part of town that still exist as well. We have the Exchange Hotel on the corner of Edward and Charlotte Street, built in 1863. These cane residences will do nicely. We also have the Victory Hotel, or the Vic, sitting on the other corner of Edward Street and Charlotte Street. Constructed in 1855, this is the oldest of these bunch of pubs still surviving in the CBD, so I might just make these the old factory condos. Now let's just ignore our power problems for a moment. One of the biggest impacts was losing my beautiful skyline. I think this was previously pretty bang on with Brisbane, but let us take a quick refresh on what we're going for here. And I'll be using a whole lot of high density office and commercial mixed with some signature buildings to get a similar vibe going on. Yes, getting there. Not quite complete, but I'm glad I got the basis for our new and improved CBD. And we got some of these much loved buildings from my younger days scattered around. I did skip over a bit of the city here along the Eagle Street Pier and moving into the valley, and the north around Turbot Street, moving up into Roma Street and Spring Hill. But I think we've done a lot of reconstruction here today, so I'll save that for a part 2. And if you made it this far in the video, you might want to consider chucking me a like or a subscribe. We're a new and growing channel over here, so consider it your good deed for the day. But for now, I'll catch you in the next one. Okay, thanks, bye.
Hello friends, and welcome back to Shelley Skylines, Bris, Vegas. And it's a new year, new suburb, because in today's episode, we're looking at the inner west and the suburb of Milton, nestled along the northern banks of the Brisbane River. Milton's story of European settlement begins like most of the inner city suburbs in the mid-1800s, when settlers from merry old England sought new opportunities in this growing colony. Some of Milton's early pioneers arrived aboard the Fortitude in 1849, and it was John Lang who hand-selected all the passengers aboard, wanting to bring more suitable colonists to the emerging Brisbane town. One of these chaps was Robert Cribb, a merchant who ran a bakery on Queen.
Okay, I have finally fixed the flooding, and we can now connect all of these things up very nicely. Oh, there's some animals there. Okay. And I don't know what it was that I did, but I am pretty sure I did remove all of this. So I'll just pause the entire game and build these down. Fix this. So because I just removed all of these buildings here now, that means that we now need a lot of shops around here now, and so I am going to build a you could say industrial area. I'm going to build it over here. Going to flatten some terrain here. Just like this. Now we have some nice flat terrain to work with. So out here I am going to place our train, tram, subway and road depots, just so that it will all be very nice. Yeah, so let's see. The air pollution is luckily going this way. So we can build it all here. So for my bus depot, I don't know what I'm going to do with this actually. I think it's just going to be a completely normal bus depot, just out around here, and then add a simple 2-lane road alongside here. And then connect it to here, maybe. Okay. Hold up. So this is our bus depot. So now I'm just going to place a couple of bus shelters around here. So there will be so I already have this route connected by tram, so I am going to have a route starting right here, going over to here. I think this is a great place. And then going to probably right here. Just about there. Then going. Oh, I need to connect this. Hold up. So this is the two-way lane. Oh yeah, no, I see. This is not really made for parking, which is kind of a problem. just with normal road. Connecting up to here. And then put a little roundabout. Very nice. Alright. Okay.
Hello, friends.
Med hvordan du får sat håret nu, hvor det er blevet vådt.
Ja.
Køre ned og få styr på Bendix's
Nærhus.
skoleting. Hvor er det hulbukserne? Så er det bare nogle andre. Jo. Det er fint nok. Nogen der har set noget sun cream. Sgu det mere ekstra. Det. der gik ud i søndagsskolen?
Var det ikke lørdag?
Jo, og så dem, der var meget heldige, og sådan noget, de gik også i kirken. Man kan godt. Jeg gik ikke. Jeg var også godt ikke. Mormor og farmor. Det skulle ikke blive. Så var der noget med i. Move it. Ikke så meget Jan, bare for. Hvad leder du efter? Hvad kan jeg hjælpe dig med? Mangler du? Sandaler. Det er himmel.